bottom right-hand side. The displays that they have in front of them are basically how they continue to monitor progress of the mission throughout flight. As we are stepping into, or as the crew has been performing the various burns, and soon we'll be passing through the waypoints. They'll actually be able to follow along, which exactly what Dragon is doing. As I mentioned before, it flies itself. It is completely autonomous in terms of its approach and departure from the International Space Station, but those crew displays contain all the information that they need in order to maintain awareness of what's going on, the various readouts, including the acceleration, the G's that they experience, which thrusters are firing and when. Of course, their positioning, the status of the nose cone, whether it's open or it's closed. Of course, it's open right now. But a number of useful information that they're able to keep basically tabs on of the information that they need to be aware of.
We hope to be getting some more views from inside Dragon. The way that the communication and visual system works inside Dragon is we get those views when Dragon is above the ground stations. That allows for high bandwidth data rates to be actually flow video down to us. So we'll see those periodically, and then when we lose them, we'll of course show the flight.
วี่แววนะคะสำหรับการหายตัวไปอย่างปริศนาของน้องต่อเด็กชายในวัย8 เดือนนี่เรียกว่าตำรวจมืด8 ด้านก็จะพูดอย่างนั้นก็ได้เหมือนกันนะคะเพราะหลักฐานอะไรมันดูแบบว่ายังเบลอๆอยู่เลยและพ่อกับแม่เองก็ยังคงให้การวกวนอยู่แต่ว่ามีพลเมืองดีมาแจ้งข่าวนะคะบอกว่าเจอผู้ชายคนนึงอุ้มเด็กคล้ายน้องต่อขี่มอเตอร์ไซค์มุ่งหน้าไปยังนครปฐมนะคะเนี่ยคือจริงๆแล้วคดีนี้นักข่าวของเราทีมข่าวช่อง8น้องเพลงณชาหนองพงก็ติดมานะคะหลายวันละรวมเวลาเนี่ย12 วันแล้วนะคะเพื่อตามหาน้องต่อค่ะหายตัวไปอย่างปริศนาเหลือเกินไม่พบวี่แววเลยคือเมื่อเช้าเนี่ยน้องเพลงทีมข่าวก็เดินทางไปยังบ้านพักของคุณพ่อคุณแม่น้องต่อนะคะก็ทั้งคู่กำลังจะเตรียม
Again, we mentioned at the top of this broadcast that we'll be docking to the Zenith port of the International Space Station. That's actually at the top. So once we get right underneath the space station, we execute a burn to swing right out in front. We'll hopefully get some really good views of both the Dragon and from the International Space Station and the space station from the Dragon as we witness that, but then it'll go up top. I also just heard a call about a mid-course maneuver, so they are tracking that. That just helps us to continue on our trajectory towards that waypoint 0, which we are heading towards right now. And that waypoint 0 again is about 400 meters directly below the International Space Station.
So for those of you that have just recently tuned in, the crew has basically been on a journey for the last 24 hours on their way to the International Space Station. They have completed the approach initiation. So they're essentially coasting towards the International Space Station right now. But they have a couple of waypoints, or basically navigational stop and go points, where as they approach each waypoint, the integrated teams at JSC here at SpaceX and also on board the International Space Station will all give basically a thumbs up to continue to proceed. Everything that we're going to be doing over the next hour or so in terms of these maneuvers and the approach to the International Space Station is slow and steady.
วี่แววนะคะสำหรับการหายตัวไปอย่างปริศนาของน้องต่อเด็กชาย
500 some miles an hour. It's all relative to the International Space Station, so their acceleration toward the ISS is really slow, and as I mentioned before,
Dragon SpaceX